天上の世界から鉄槌を下したまえ。
What's the one thing that makes Isekai stand out from every other genre? Go on, I'll give you a second to make your best guess. There is really only one correct answer, and that is the ridiculous reality-breaking abilities. I mean, every season it's the same thing. Some random dude gets hit by Truck-kun and suddenly wakes up in another world with the kind of power they never imagined they'd get. And honestly, I'm kind of here for it too. Who doesn't love seeing someone go from 0 to God tier in 10 seconds flat? That is why we're going to be talking about the most overpowered abilities in Isekai. Starting with number 20, Hagas Debugger ability, Quality Assurance in Another World.
たるまでの距離が遠くなってきた。少しずつドラゴンが押しても来てる。こいつ不死身かよ。やっぱり無理だったかな。
You see, Haga isn't your average overpowered swordsman or ultimate mage. Nope, he's a quality assurance guy, basically an Isekai world's equivalent of a game tester. But don't let that job title fool you. His debugger ability, it is a cheat code in disguise. With this power, Haga can identify and manipulate the bugs in his world. Yeah, I know what you're thinking about, a patch note at this point. Haga is exactly that. Bro is speedrunning life, but in Isekai. So what makes Debugger so wild is how creative Haga gets with it. He's reprogramming outcomes, exploiting loopholes, and making the entire world bend to his logic. You think you got him cornered? Nah, he's just gonna debug his way out of it and flip the script entirely. Debugger isn't just OP. It is a cheat code wrapped in a power move, and Haga knows exactly how to make it shine. If you've ever dreamed of having admin privileges in real life, then this ability is for you. Number 19. Osamu Dazai's blood poison no longer allowed in Another World.
なんだって？ああ、兄貴まずいぜ。今度はなんだ？あいつすごい勢いで生命力が上昇している。なんだと？
First off, let's just agree that this guy has the most unhinged energy that you'll ever see in an Isekai protagonist. Blood poison is exactly what it sounds like. His blood is straight up toxic, but not in a haha bad vibes kind of way. I mean, touch his blood and you're basically done for. Dazai treats it like the most inconvenient superpower ever, like bro can't even bleed without worrying about ruining someone's day. And he doesn't actually use it that much. Why? Because Dazai's whole vibe is, I didn't ask to be here and I'm not going to be the hero y'all want me to be. But honestly, this ability suits his personality pretty well. He's just trying to vibe and his toxic blood makes that impossible. And the best part, watching everyone else freak out when they realize the guy who looks like he's barely holding it together is one of the most dangerous people in the world. Number 18. Ike's top-tier magician. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human.
お前の位置を把握するの。我が軍にも犠牲が出てしまった。即刻撤退するなら、命だけは助けよう。
Now, you'd think being a human in the Demon Lord's army would make him the underdog, right? Like, come on, he's a human in a world full of demons, and he's supposed to fit in. Well, nope. This guy shows up and he's like, what's up? I'm the best. And he's not wrong. Ike is basically a top-tier magician who's so good at what he does. His spells are insane, from wiping out an entire enemy force with one move, to pulling off precision attacks that leave everyone wondering, how is this guy not the Demon Lord himself? It's absolutely insane how Ike is so chill about being extremely overpowered. He's also a chantless magician, and that means while most mages are busy yelling out long, dramatic spell incantations, Ike's like, nah. I'll just think and make it happen. It's almost unfair. Number 17. Toka's abnormal statuses. Failure frame.
字幕はな。だからさっき生まれたばかりのお前らとの因縁もここでしまいだ。国有騎士団。
Toka's abnormal statuses make him an absolutely unbeatable opponent. Now, if you haven't seen this guy in action, well, brace yourself, because Toka is one of those characters who just isn't playing by the same rules as everyone else. You see, Toka's main power is his abnormal state endowment ability, which basically just lets him mess with the status conditions of anyone he targets. Sounds simple, right? But this guy takes it to the next level. He can hit his enemies with a range of crazy, game-breaking effects that leave them either totally useless or just straight up dead. We're talking poison, paralysis, curses, and any other nasty stuff you can think up. But what really makes his ability a nightmare is that it's not just about inflicting pain. He can literally change the entire state of someone, turning them into walking disasters. I mean, it's like one of those abilities that makes you question why anyone even bothers fighting him. Like, do they not know what's coming? Once Toga hits you with that abnormal status power, it's pretty much game over. Number 16, Yuya's grandfather Isekai loot. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. Now, this anime comes with a bit of a mouthful of a title for sure, but let's just skip that part and dive straight in. It's all about Yuya and his grandfather's ultimate treasure trove, his very own chamber of secrets, aka the loot of a legend. So, Yuya's grandfather, he's got like this ultimate treasure chest, but not the I'm rich and I've got cool stuff kind of way. No, this guy went full on epic and left behind some of the most insane loot for his grandson when he passed away. Yuya ends up getting all these crazy cheat skills from the stuff his grandpa left behind. We're talking about magical weapons, super powerful abilities, and basically anything else he could ever need to dominate in both worlds. He can literally just stroll through life and flex on anyone who even looks at him wrong. Like, forget leveling up, he's already maxed out. Obstacles? What obstacles? He's just annihilating anything in his path with that legendary loot. It's honestly hilarious how easily he crushes obstacles with the insane stuff his grandfather gave him. It's like if items didn't have a level requirement in the game and your buddy just beat it and gave you all of his stuff. Number 15, Kane's level 10 stats. The aristocrat's otherworldly adventure serving gods who go too far.
僕はみんなの笑顔を守るために冒険者になりたいです。これが外の世界か。
Forget starting from the bottom. Kane is the kind of guy who loaded into the game of life with maxed out stats and a VIP pass to god tier shenanigans. So, Kane. This dude is straight up built different. When he gets to the new world, he's basically handed the keys to the kingdom with his ridiculously high stats. And when I say ridiculously high, I mean he's level 10 in everything. He's got god tier strength, speed, intelligence, and whatever else you can imagine. I mean, the game creators were like, let's break all the rules just for this guy. This dude's got more power than most of the gods he's supposed to be serving, which is honestly hilarious when you think about it. And the best part, he's not even fazed by it. At this point, it's almost too easy for him. It's like playing a game with cheat codes, but without having to actually type anything in. Just total domination with zero effort. You know he's OP, but he's so chill about it that it's honestly just kind of funny. 14. Taiichi and Ren cheat magic. Isekai cheat magic.
私をめとる気はないか？制裁にと決めている女がいるならば、目かけでもいいぞ。
Imagine if magical cheat codes had a power couple. I mean, put Taiichi and Ren together and you've got the ultimate magical combo. With their combined talents, they're pretty much unstoppable. They're basically walking, talking force fields of destruction. Taiichi is this insane, unique magician who can summon and control elemental spirits like a pro. He doesn't even need to chant for spells, he just thinks about it and boom, magic happens. I'm sensing a theme with overpowered mages and Isekai. On top of that, he can also straight up deconstruct other people's spells with his power, which is just ridiculously broken. Guy has counterspell without any spell slots. Then you got Rin, who's a quad magician. Yeah, she controls fire, wind, earth, and water. Not to mention, she uses her school knowledge to come up with brand new, insane spells that leave monsters shaking. Seriously, no one stands a chance when these two team up. Number 13, Hajime Nagos transmute Autofareta from commonplace to world's strongest. We all know Hajime's glow up is the stuff of legends. Now, if you haven't heard of Hajime, let me break it down for you. The dude starts off as a bit of a wimp, gets betrayed by his classmates, falls into a monster-filled dungeon, and then spends the next few months turning into an absolute beast. So, how does he do it? Well, transmute is his secret weapon, and trust me, it is ridiculous. Basically, transmute allows Hajime to turn anything he touches into a weapon or material for crafting. He can transmute rocks into metals and turn scrap into high-tech guns, and then use it to make himself some seriously OP weapons and armor. Imagine walking through a dungeon, finding a pile of some random junk, and turning it into a freaking tank. He can transmute a simple knife into something that can blow through entire armies. Want some explosives? He's got you covered. Mechanical traps? Done. This guy is literally a one-man walking weapons factory. Number 12, Shiba Tatsuya's Decomposition, the irregular at Magic High School.
全情報 統合再生魔法式構築再生
Now, Tatsuya isn't your average high school student. He's got a whole arsenal of crazy abilities, but decomposition is the one that makes everyone stop and go, wait, what? So, decomposition is basically Tatsuya's power to break things down at a molecular level. Like, he looks at something and boom, it's not just gone, it's completely destroyed at the atomic level. And the worst part, it doesn't really even have to break a sweat. He's literally chilling while doing this. This dude has an instant destroy button for anything in his path. Seriously, don't challenge this guy into a staring contest near a vending machine because he could literally decompose the thing and just take all the snacks. Oh, and don't even get me started on how he can decompose magical barriers. Like, every other mage has to chant some complex incantation, but Tatsuya's too cool to actually need it. Number 11, Yugiris' instant death ability. My death ability is so overpowered.
私死ぬの？お姉さんの影に潜んでここまで来たみたい。ってこれ何？
Now, when we say overpowered, we're not joking. I mean, his ability is basically an ultimate flex in the world of overpowered abilities. Like, this guy doesn't fight. He doesn't need to. He just thinks you're dead, and boom, the poor fool in his way just drops. Most characters with overpowered abilities are about showing off or throwing around their god-tier powers, but Yugiri, this dude is just kind of vibing. His ability works on everything. Literal gods? Yeah, no big deal, he can take them out. Indestructible beings? Please, they're toast. Even if someone got immunity to death magic, guess what? Yugiri's ability is like immunity? Never heard of her. And it just still works. And you know, in most stories, the hero has to go on some big journey to train and get stronger. Nah, not Yugiri. He's basically just maxed out already. Dude skipped the whole leveling up montage and went straight to the final boss tier power. As a side note, if you're enjoying this vid, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Number 10, Toya Smartphone in another world with my smartphone.
罪滅ぼしに何かさせてくれんかの。
何か
君の望みを聞きたい。
望みですか。じゃあこれ向こうの世界でも使えるようにできませんかね。
それをか。
Now, you'd think being reincarnated in another world would mean starting fresh with swords, magic, and I don't know, maybe some struggle, but Toya, no. My guy shows up with a smartphone in hand and is basically the cheat code to end all cheat codes. Toya's phone isn't just for texting or doom-scrolling social media. Not that they even have Wi-Fi in Fantasyland. No, this bad boy is fully charged with god-tier upgrades, courtesy of the literal god who accidentally killed Toya in the first place. Kinda awkward, right? But instead of an apology card, the deity was like, here, have your phone and unlimited 4G access to every magic system, map, and ability you could ever want. This thing can do everything. Need to call somebody in another dimension? Toya's got the bars for that. Lost in a magical forest? Boom. Google dimensions for fantasy worlds. You want to casually look up advanced magic spells mid-battle? Easy peasy. Just searches it like he's looking up a recipe. Number 9, Mamaco, Holy Sword and Motherly Love.
これでよし。
Do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Man, I say it a lot, but these isekai names are just getting out of hand. It is the ultimate mix of OP and completely clueless about whatever is happening. Imagine getting isekai'd, but oh no, your mom tags along. And not just any mom, Mamaco is that mom. She's the kind of overachiever who doesn't just help out, she completely steals the spotlight. I hope you get what I'm saying. Anyway, her holy sword of motherly love is the ultimate flex. Not only does it pack a punch, but it also hits twice every single time. Like, why settle for one smack when you can double tap your enemies into oblivion? And get this, it is multi-target. So she's not just one-shotting the bad guy in front of her, she's wiping the entire squad out while humming a happy tune. Who needs a party when mom's already the MVP? Oh, and if you think this is one of those cool but limited weapons, think again. The sword is the definition of OP. It's designed for maximum embarrassment and efficiency. Number 8, Naofumi Iwatani's Shield, the rising of the shield hero.
いますから。
Imagine you're summoned to a new world expecting to wield some epic weapon, like a flaming sword or a magical spear, and they hand you a shield. That's what happens to Naofumi Iwatani from the Rising of the Shield Hero. But you see, Naofumi doesn't let that slow him down. He takes that lame shield and turns it into the ultimate cheat code. So first off, Naofumi's shield isn't just about defense. It is an entire lifestyle. That thing has so many modes, forms, and upgrades, it's like a smartphone but with zero chill. There's the airstrike shield to block attacks midair, the shield prison to trap enemies and occasionally freak out friends, and let's not forget the Iron Maiden, which sounds like it should be playing heavy metal while absolutely wrecking enemies. And then there is his Rage Shield. That one's a whole mood. It's like the shield decided, I'm tired of being the good guy, and just went berserk. It lets Naofumi tap into his inner angsty teenager and unleash some pure chaos. Sure, it's got a bit of a vengeful demon vibe, but hey, sometimes you just need a little unbridled rage to spice up your day. Number 7. Anos Voldegold, Source of Destruction, the misfit of the Demon King Academy. Now, if there was ever a character who just screams overpowered, it is Anos. This guy's not just flexing his magic, he's rewriting the entire definition of power. Think of it as the delete button, but for reality itself. His source of destruction? That's exactly what it sounds like. It is pure, unfiltered, absolute destruction. Basically, Anos can obliterate anything and anyone, and I do mean anything. Magic spells? Gone. Enemies? Vaporized. Entire concepts of existence. Yeah, those two. This guy can literally resurrect people just to kill them again. He nukes the laws of physics for fun. Like, imagine someone thinking they've got a second chance at life, and Anos is just standing there saying, nah, round 2's on me. What's even crazier is how casual he is about it. He doesn't gloat or brag because, well, he doesn't need to. Honestly, the dude's a walking reminder to never challenge someone who looks that confident. He's basically the final boss who showed up early because he got bored waiting for the hero to show up. Number 6. Rudius's enormous soul capacity, Mushoku Tensei.
では行きますよ。
来い。
When it comes to mana flexes, Rudius Greyrat from Mushoku Tensei is the undisputed champ. Thanks to his ridiculously large soul, Rudius has access to more mana than most anyone in the world. Like, most mages have to ration their magic like they're on a strict budget, but Rudius, he's out there making it rain spells like he's won the magical lottery. Water, fire, earth, you name it, he can throw out spells non-stop. And of course, the guy doesn't even chant. But wait, it gets even better. Because of this big ol' soul of his, Rudius can pull off magic that would leave other mages passed out on the floor from mana exhaustion. Honestly, his mana reserves are so massive that if mana were a bank account, Rudius would be the billionaire mogul who doesn't even bother checking his balance. The guy's soul is OP, his spells are crazy, and his talent straight up unfair. But hey, when you got it, right? Number 5. Fate Gluttony, Berserk of Gluttony. Now, when you hear gluttony, you might think of someone crushing an all-you-can-eat buffet, right? Well, Fate takes that concept and cranks it up to world-ending levels. His ability isn't just about snacking on burgers, it's the devouring of souls. Yep, he straight up consumes the essence of anything he defeats. By the time Fate kills something, gluttony kicks in and he absorbs its power. The stronger the enemy, the more ridiculous his power boosts. But hold on, it's not all sunshine and easy wins. Gluttony comes with a gnarly side effect. If he doesn't keep feeding it, the ability starts to turn on him. Imagine having a bottomless appetite but needing to devour stronger and stronger enemies to stay in control. That is Fate's life. The dude basically is playing an RPG on the hardest difficulty setting, where game over means becoming a monster yourself. In short, Fate's gluttony is the ultimate you are what you eat scenario. But instead of cake, he's chowing down on the souls of his enemies. Talk about a hardcore diet plan. Number 4. Tanya's magical powers, the saga of Tanya the Evil.
天上の世界から鉄槌を下したまえ。
Tanya from the saga of Tanya the Evil is definitely not your average 9-year-old girl. Nope, this pint-sized terror is a reincarnated salaryman with a grudge against God. Or, well, Being X. Her magical abilities, oh, they're as extra as her personality. Thanks to Being X's blessing, which she totally loves, by the way, Tanya has insane magical capabilities that put her miles above anyone else. Her secret weapon is her Type 95 computation orb, which lets her channel absurd amounts of magic without, exploding, but to make it work, she has to pray to Being X. Yeah, the deity that she despises. And oh boy, does Tanya go big. Her magic-enhanced flight lets her zip around the sky like a jet, raining down destruction from above. Her artillery spells, they're basically magical airstrikes that turn enemies into dust. Combine that with her military genius, and she's pretty much an unstoppable war machine in a child-sized package. Number 3. Kito's beater privileges and expert gaming skills, Sword Art Online.
これがあんたら7人が俺に与えるダメージの総量だ。俺のレベルは78、HP は14500。
Now, if you're wondering what exactly a beater is, well, let me break it down for you. It's a term that was coined for Kito back when he was soloing through SAO, while everyone else was stuck in groups trying to play nice. Being a beater means you're both a beta tester and a cheater in the eyes of other players. Kito embraced this title like it was his superhero name because, let's face it, the guy was straight up OP. And he wasn't afraid to let everyone know it. Now, the beater privileges, oh, they were real. He's the guy who figured out the game mechanics faster than anyone else, cracked the system, and did it all without breaking a sweat. The best part, Kito doesn't even need to try hard. His solo playthrough was so ridiculously smooth that even the game's toughest bosses couldn't keep up. He's just that good. And you know what? He doesn't even care about the spotlight. Sure, he gets a little flack for being too good, but instead of hiding it, he kinda owns it like a boss. Number 2. Cid's Mastery of Magic, The Eminence in Shadows.
ローズ親が裏切りは絶対に許さ
さすがですシャドウ様。ちょっと待って。
If there were ever a character who casually made magic look like a walk in the park, it's Cid. This guy isn't just some wannabe mage. He's a full-blown master of magic, and he doesn't even try to be flashy about it. In fact, he's out here pretending to be some background character while secretly being an absolute powerhouse. He's basically a walking magical encyclopedia who can cast spells with barely any effort. And he doesn't even care about the technicalities. Want to summon an army of shadow warriors? Done. Want to rewrite the laws of magic? Why not? He is literally pulling off world-ending level magic while having the time of his life playing the role of a normal guy who just so happens to know everything about everything. So yeah, Cid's got mastery of magic and an I am atomic attack that makes him practically unstoppable. The guy can nuke everything in sight with an attack so dramatic that definitely makes heads turn. Finally, number 1, Rimuru's almighty power of the void, reincarnated as a slime.
死ね。神の怒りに焼き貫かれて。メギド。
It is only natural that we end the listing with one of the best isekai anime to come out. That time I got reincarnated as a slime gives us a little war crime in this cutesy anime as he calls on the power to quickly and effectively wipe out all the humans in the area as the robot voice in his head goes, oh. You thought slime was that good old squishy toy that sent kids to the ER after ingesting it? No! It is a damn OP deity. Now, Rimuru might start off as a little slime, but trust me, this guy evolves into something absolutely ridiculous. We're talking about a slime that can wipe out armies, make friends with basically everyone, and then just casually reshape reality because why not? Now, the almighty power of the void, it's a whole nother level of overpowered. This ability lets Rimuru manipulate the very fabric of existence. Like he can just reach into the void and pull out whatever he needs. Want to instantly teleport across the world? Done. Want to erase someone from existence? Easy peasy. You can literally just imagine something and Rimuru can make it real. He can pull off insane feats without breaking a sweat. And half the time, he's still just hanging out with his friends like he's not the most OP thing on the planet. And there you have it. The most overpowered abilities in Isekai so far. As usual, subscribe, like the video, and even comment on what video I should do next. Help us out so I can make better videos for you guys. See you on the next one.